Hello, I'm Frank Hannaway, and welcome to Big Journey, Small Steps, the channel where I talk about my path to self-realization and the small steps I'm taking to get there, aided by my teacher, Easwaran. This week, I heard Easwaran say that most conflict could be resolved by reducing selfishness. That really resonated with me. When I look in the mirror in the morning, I see a white male American who has grown up in a very privileged world, even though we didn't feel like we were privileged in comparison with 90% of the rest of the world. I think I grew up very privileged. And as if that weren't enough, the world that I grew up in encouraged me to expect to get my way as much of the time as humanly possible. The world has encouraged me to have strong likes and dislikes and to insist as much as I can that I get what I like and I can divorce myself from what I dislike. Now, that stands in direct opposition to the spiritual path that Jesus or the Buddha or Krishna or any of the great spiritual teachers, Easwaran, Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna, any of these great spiritual beings. I'd have to go back and say Mother Teresa and Amma. Anyway, I want to include some women certainly. Anandamayi Ma, Teresa of Avila, Teresa of Lisieux. All these people talked about diminishing your self-will. Gandhi said he was very ambitious. His goal was to reduce himself to zero. In other words, reduce his self-will to zero. So, first of all, to take on the path that I've taken, I had to, now that sounded true to me, what they all said sounded true, which is all fine until you start to try to do it, right? And what you begin to realize, or what I've begun to realize, is that I've been a slave to my likes and dislikes all my life, which were just things that were made up. They're not, you can talk to 5 people and get a list of things and say, do you like these or not? And then they'll stand behind it and defend it and everything. It's an opinion. It's an opinion you developed. It's just so interesting. And we're almost willing to die for these things. So anyway, I've been thinking a lot about that, and it helps me a lot with my mom. My mom, in addition to being 84 and having Alzheimer's disease, I'm not her mother, and I'm not raising her, and sometimes people do things that seem a little bit inappropriate when they have Alzheimer's, and if I think it'll hurt somebody else, I try to say something to her about it, like I pretend to be very irate when she makes personal comments about people's personal appearance in doctor's office. She does it really loud. She doesn't even mean it badly, but so, and I play this part like, bad cop and say, I can't sit here if you do that. So to get her attention, because that's hard sometimes. But about so many things, it isn't really important. And whether I have my door open to my room or not, whether I go sit with her and listen to her repeat things she said many, many, many times. None of that's really very important. I can take that time out, and also I can see that that's helping to reduce myself to 0. So that's all I got about that. No, I do want to tell you one thing. So last week I talked about the YouTube channel Jack's Gap, which I highly recommend that you go and check out and support these young men who are so wonderful. I want to point out some dancers this week that I am really excited about. Keone and Mari Madrid. They're a husband and wife, choreographers and dancers, and they also teach, and they make these wonderful videos that are on YouTube that are so touching and so pregnant with meaning, their dance. And it's urban dance. So I'm going to put some links below, including a dance link to one of their closest colleagues, Vin Nguyen, who's also an incredible choreographer and dancer. And I'll put those down below. You may want to go check it out if you like dance. If you just, there's not any, wow, I'm speechless. Thank you for spending time with me. From the very bottom of my heart, I'd like to wish you peace and joy.